Hello everyone, I'm Shannon Slatton in Brooklyn Park, and I'm here to talk about the 60th annual Smelt Fry that's coming up later this month. I am joined by two Brooklyn Park Lions, Mark Wendt and Roger Backstrom. Thanks for being here, guys. Now let's start with you, Mark. If somebody's never been to a Smelt Fry, what are they in store for?
Well, Shannon, you know, the Smelt Fry is a wonderful event here in Brooklyn Park. I tell you what, the Smelt, it's fish. You're coming and you're having a wonderful meal of fish, and traditionally this is a Scandinavian meal, and it's been around in Brooklyn Park here, like you said, for 60 years. This is our 60th annual. It's a traditional Scandinavian meal with beans and sweet roll and coleslaw.
And this year you're adding something new.
And we are, yeah. And Roger, you want to share that with them?
Well, as Mark had said, traditionally smelt fries are kind of a Scandinavian thing. But as our community here in Brooklyn Park has evolved, we as Lions felt like we needed to evolve the smelt fry. And we thought one of the best things we could add is kind of a international side, which would be rice. We're also going to include some of the sauces that people can use to kind of customize their meal to match some of their historical preferences. And we feel that this is a way we can really broaden the smelt fry to reflect kind of and serve the community that we serve today.
I was back in person this last year for the first time after a brief hiatus. You had a big turnout last year. This is the world's largest. You expecting a big turnout again this year?
Yeah, we are. We had a little over 1,200 people last year, and we're expecting to expand that number quite a bit. Yes, we are. So, yeah. And it runs 3 days, and it's plenty of opportunity. We're hoping the snow drops a little bit here over the month.
We can all hope.
We're all hoping for that one.
All right. Now, Roger, there's a special dedication this year for the Smelt Fry. Can I have you talk about that?
Well, yes, as we've said, this has been going on for a long time. And the Lions this year, we lost 2 of our members. Then they have been longtime members. And so we're dedicating this Smelt Fry. Jim Dristy, who was a former fire chief here in Brooklyn Park, been a longtime member of the Lions. And Norm Riska, who has been with the Lions for close to 60 years, I think over 50 years. And so we're going to dedicate it to them. But the thing I'd like to point out is this is such a celebration of this community. I think everybody should come out. You're going to see friends and neighbors, and we get somewhere between 500 and 700 people a night. And it's really a fun environment. We'll also have our drum and dance team selling ice cream, so you can even get a little dessert with your smelt.
It's always a good time. Thanks for being here to tell us about it, Roger Backstrom, Mark Wendt. It's coming up at the end of April, and we'll have more information about that on our website. You can go there to learn more, ccxmedia.org. Now we'll go back to the studio to hear more of the stories going on in your neighborhood.
Anyone else have a favorite holiday to share? For me, teaching is who I am. It is a reflection of who I am. It's a reflection of how I interact with people, how I interact with the world. I'm curious to know.
For almost 2 decades, Liz Keeling has been advocating for students at Champlain Park High School.
Who remembers anything? In my classroom, I take every student where they are and help them grow in whatever ways they need to grow. Yeah. Oh, that's a good word. They're totally ghosting her.
When
right?
the English and French teacher thought her students needed something different.
Okay, so for independent reading,
to improve their learning,
think about it.
She wasn't afraid to make a change.
In teaching, you can either have a mindset, a closed mindset, or a growth mindset. And so I had experienced some things that weren't really working for me, and so I reached out to get some training and to try some new things, and those were very effective. Okay.
Keeling began using what's called the catalyst approach to teaching.
They used to be friends.
She said it turned her classroom around.
All catalyst strategies is they're just structures to support students to be independent, support the classroom to be equitable, support the students to be successful.
We are so proud of her.
Principal Michael George says Keeling's willingness to adapt and learn new things makes her an excellent educator.
She really has a passion for learning, for herself, which that is also then creates an environment of learning for her students, which is just fantastic.
Keeling says her learning will never stop, nor will her advocacy for doing what's in the best interest of her students.
I just continue to see myself as a growing teacher who is continuing to learn, who says yep, and continuing to master my craft.
Sarah Allen, CCX News.
Keeling is in the running for a National Education Association Foundation Award, and we wish her the best of luck. Golden Valley is trying a different approach when it comes to its summer scooter service downtown. Rusty Ray explains.
Not that scooters are a main source of transportation in Golden Valley, but
we have some transit service, but a lot of it is pretty low frequency. Where the scooters or bicycles can really fill that need is those short trips between Brookview to downtown. They're really meant for that quick bopping between locations in a small area.
The city usually contracts with a company to put 50 scooters on the streets for rental during the summer months. For the past couple of years, Golden Valley contracted with Bird Scooters. This year, though, it's teaming up with Hopkins and St. Louis Park in its search for a new contract. Strength in numbers across 3 West Metro cities.
Obviously, we're not Minneapolis, St. Paul in terms of population and kind of transit-oriented cityscape. So by pooling our resources here a little bit, we're hoping that adding a little bit of competitive mix here, just knowing that we have lower numbers in terms of riders on a daily basis.
To keep people moving all summer long. In Golden Valley, Rusty Ray, CCX News.
Right now, the cities have fewer than 5 proposals in from different companies, and they hope to have approval for a contract by the middle of April, with scooters back ready for rental by the end of May.
We'll start our 2023 CCX All-Area Boys Hockey Team with a Mr. Hockey finalist.
It's Finn Brink!
Maple Grove's number 27, Finn Brink, was a tremendous leader in talent for the Section 5AA champion Crimson. The University of Wisconsin commit netted 31 goals and added 37 assists.
Back to Brink, he scored!
The All-State forward is named First Team All-Metro by the Star Tribune. Whitehead's number 7, Jacob Kwasnicka, is a tremendous young talent.
Shot of the goal!
The freshman led the Trojans in points this year with 45 and tied for the team lead in power play goals. The USA National Program Invite was named All-Lake Conference. Champlain Park's number 11, Jordan Ron, was a tremendous scorer for the Rebels this season, netting 23 goals and 44 assists. Named the Rebels' most valuable player, Ron was all-conference and is now playing in the North America Hockey League with the Aberdeen Wings. Ron's teammate, number 8, Evan Williams, was dangerous around the net, too. Williams led Champlain Park in goals with 28, while adding 23 assists. He was all-Northwest Suburban Conference and is tendered to play with the NAHL's North Iowa Bulls next year. Providence Academy forward number 8, Louis Wayman, lit the lamp a lot this season for the Lions. The junior netted 44 goals to go along with 37 assists for a team-high 81 points in just 26 games. Benilde St. Margaret's number 10, Drew Stewart, is a gifted goal scorer, led the Red Knights with 24 goals and 28 assists. The junior is already verbally committed to playing college hockey at Notre Dame. Number 18, Blake Steenerson of Maple Grove, was a physical presence for the Crimson, but a gifted scorer, too.
Drop pass, a shot,
Beautiful! Steenerson netted 21 goals and 27 assists. 6'4" senior was all Northwest Suburban Conference and is committed to playing at the University of Vermont. Number 8, Jamison Essen, was a bright spot for the Armstrong Cooper Wings this year. The junior tallied 19 goals to go along with 22 assists. Coach Danny Charleston called him the team's heartbeat with great energy. Essen was all-conference and the team's MVP. Osseo's number 15, Luke Sawicki, was a 3-time all-conference player for the Orioles. Osseo's 2-time team MVP, Sawicki scored 25 goals with 16 assists this season. He'll play in the upcoming Grade 8 tournament. Whitehead's number 14, Jake Madsen, was another good scorer for an offensively balanced Trojans team.
And they tip it over to goal. Madsen's going to get it.
Junior finished the year with 13 goals and 21 assists. He was named All-Lake Conference. Maple Grove coach Todd Berglund called number 15, Jack Kernan, a gifted playmaker who's been an unsung hero for the Crimson.
Kernan scores, and it's 5-3.
The All-Northwest Suburban Conference forward scored 21 goals to go along with 38 assists. He's committed to play for Bismarck in the NAHL. Our defensemen include Tachina Grace's number 3, Thomas Quast. The junior was captain this year and led the team in points with 28 and blocked shots with 104.
Quast will get the game winner for...
Quast was anchor on the blue line for the Eagles, drawing interest from multiple colleges. Champlin Park's number 9, Drew Bellison, was an All-Northwest Suburban Conference player this year. A nominee for the Reed Larson Award, Bellison will play next year for North Iowa in the NAHL. Wayzata's number 18, Hawk Huff, was a strong defenseman for the Section 6AA runner-up Trojans. Huff was All-Lake Conference and led the team's defensemen in power play goals with 3. Maple Grove's number 13, Luke Margano, anchored the Crimson blue line this year as part of the team's top power play and penalty kill units. He led Maple Grove's defensemen in scoring with 11 goals and 24 assists. Margano will play Junior A hockey next year in British Columbia. Our goalie was among the state's best this year. Wayzata's number 1, Will Ingeman, was named the Star Tribune's Metro Player of the Year, winning 17 games while posting a 1.44 goals against average and an incredible .941 save percentage. And that's our team. Go to ccxmedia.org to see the honorable mention selections for 2023.